Welcome to Breaking Fears. How you doing, fearless souls? Welcome back to another video. Glad you're here watching it. Today I'm going to give my personal opinion about what fear is. You got good fears and bad fears. Excuse me, I think I still have that cold that I had on my last video, and I'm hoping it goes away soon. So please forgive the sound of my voice right now. But anyway, I'm going to explain or give my opinion of good fears and bad fears. So this is what I think good fears and bad fears are. Good fear. A good fear is something that stops you from doing something that could be bad, and you know it's going to be bad. A bad fear is something that you let block you from something that's good that's going to come out of it. The outcome is going to be good. The examples I'm going to use here are going to be about relationships. The reason why I'm going to use this one now about relationships is because I want to talk about relationships in another video, about something I keep always hearing, and I can only say men because I'm a man and I talk to other men. And I was on a marriage ministry for for a church I used to go to, and just talking outside of that as well, hearing excuses. But again, I'll talk about that later. Today again is about talking about good fears and bad fears and the relationships that came out of that. So I'll start with the good fear, the one that stopped me from a bad outcome. So I was dating this let me wind a little start with this. I was married before, got divorced, and I'm grateful for the experience that came out of it, as well as a daughter that I had, a little blessing. But after that divorce, I had to do some internal questioning because I had a fear that because of the divorce, I've broken a commandment. So I dug into the Bible and just prayed a lot and looked into the Lord to help me do that and get through that fear. As well as I was not prepared for that first marriage, meaning I really didn't know what I wanted in a woman. So with that experience got me to realize what I want in a woman and what I need in a woman, as well as who I am and what that woman needs to accept if she's going to be with me. So with that being said, the good fear. I dated this young lady for several months. I'm not going to say how long, but it's for several months. Less than a year, I'll put it that way. And I know that if you're lying, if you're trying to be somebody or not, the truth will come out in time. As they say, that the truth always comes out in the light, in the Bible. That's what it says that in the Bible. If you want me to get the verse, just let me know and I'll look it up and get it to you. But anyway, like I said, I'm not a pastor, so I can't recite the whole Bible. But anyway, with that being said, I dated her for several months. And in the beginning, it was always, oh, we like the same music. Oh, we like the same movies. Oh, wow, we have so much in common. Oh, this is just perfect. This is perfect. And I just thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, I just thought it was a little weird because I never had met somebody that had all the same things and liked all the same things that I did. Even as a guy with my buddies, we didn't like everything. Everything was not the same. So I knew, and I had the fear that she was lying. It was a good fear. Because after a couple of, during that time we were dating, the truth started coming out. I would turn on the radio. Oh, I'm so tired of listening to this type of music. Oh, can't we listen to something else? And I'm like thinking to myself, well, you said you liked it. We would be at a restaurant. Oh, I don't like this food. And I'm like, and I look at her, I'm like, but you requested this restaurant. You said you liked the food. We both like the food, you know. So here's things that she said we have so much in common. All of a sudden now is no longer in common. So I knew I had to break it off because one, but she was not prepared to be married to a guy like me. And I was not prepared to be married to a woman like her. So it didn't make sense to keep dating. We didn't have a lot in common. We had fun, but we didn't have a lot in common. And I broke it off. I tried to break it off peacefully. You would think that when somebody's telling the truth, you wouldn't get mad, but people get mad. And I didn't say it in a mean way. I just said, I think we're in different paths. I don't think we're going down the same paths. Because she kept asking me, when are we going to get married? When are we going to get married? When are we going to get married? It wasn't always in our conversations. But she did ask me, how long do I think it takes to propose to a woman? And I had that question a couple of times with other women. And I said, it shouldn't take that long, because if you know who you are, and that person knows and you know what you want in that mate, it shouldn't take that long. So, like I said, we broke it off. Bad fear, but the bad fear turned out good because I broke through that fear. Wife, my queen, the woman I love, my soulmate. You, honey, because I know you're going to watch this video, and I'm not just saying this to say she'll say, yeah, he says that stuff. My wife, when we started dating. Oh, let me rewind a little bit. List that I wrote out after my divorce. The two things, number one and number two, the two top things. I'm not going to give you the whole list. I think it was like 9 or 10 items. But the two main things that everybody should have on their list when they're doing this is love God. Number one, love God. Number two, love yourself. Love God and love yourself. Getting back to my marriage, I won't go into a long story, but we started dating, and of course the question came out and about marriage, and I said the same thing. If somebody's sitting here dating for 2-3 years, you got to question it. But anyway, I told her it shouldn't take a long time. You should know it. As long as you know you and I know me and I know who you are. Once I get to know who you are, you get to know me. It shouldn't take that long. And like I said, I'll get into relationships later about that. But we were dating, and this is going to sound weird to some people, but it's the truth. Sometimes I have, like, God shows me things, and it scares me. It really scares me. It's fear. It's scary. He shows me things, and that's why I say he's talking to me. A lot of people are like, how do you know he's talking to me? Because he shows me things. He's talking to me. It was just weird. It was really weird and scary. And I was afraid, so I stopped talking to her for a while, for a week really. And she called me. She wasn't mad. She wasn't asking me, why do you call me? What happened to you? All this stuff. She was just calling to make sure I was okay. To be honest with you, after I listened to her message, I was like, I'm not going to call her back. We'll see. She's probably going to call me and just cuss me out because I didn't return her phone call. And probably some of you women, if women are watching, you're probably thinking, I would have. So I didn't call her back. And then it was into the next day. And to let you know, she met the first two things. She loved herself, and she loved God, and she loved herself. And the couple of scary things that I had the fear was, one, she had the same name as my mom. That's scary. And two, her love for family and stuff was like my mom's, and that was scary too. They usually say you marry your mom, but I'm not going to say but they say you usually marry a woman with the personality of your mom. My wife does have some of my mom's personality, but not a lot. And it like I said, it was scary. So getting back to the story, I didn't call her back until later the next day. She answered the phone and she didn't cuss me out. We talked for a while. And again, I just thought it was weird that she didn't cuss me out. So I asked her to go on on a date. And from that point on, here we are today. We're married. Yeah. I'll probably get into more story about that later if you guys want me to. I broke that fear. I did call her back. I didn't want her to, or I didn't want to miss out on an opportunity that, yes, God did talk to me and pretty much told me, if you don't call this woman back, you idiot, you're missing out on a good thing that I have brought to you, that you had prayed for. And that's why I broke that fear, and that's why I called her back. But yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to say today, is about your good fears and your bad fears. Like I said, if I would have let that bad fear block me from calling my wife, or my wife, my girlfriend at the time, back then, we wouldn't be together today. As for the good fear, the one that I did prevent me from going forward because I knew nothing good would come out of it, I'm glad with that one, because like I said, I would have probably been in another situation, either divorce or in a very bad situation where I'm arguing with somebody every day. You don't want that. That's not a marriage. That's not life. So with that, Fearless Souls, thank you for listening. I hope this gives you a little enlightenment about my opinions about fear, about having good fears and bad fears, and how to really look at them and decipher what's a good fear and what's a bad fear. Because you don't want that bad fear, again, blocking you from doing something good. But at the same time, you don't want a good fear. You don't want to unblock that good fear and wind up in a bad situation. You got to really look at it and judge it properly. That's why I wanted to explain it today. So with that, I leave you with this. Pray for wisdom, live in love, and live righteous. Till later.